Hey guys, yeah, we're gonna tell a story, but firstly, let me introduce the group members, including me. We're from Love Shines group.
A few moments later, Mughal Empire. Akbar was one of the greatest emperors of the Mughal dynasty. It was during the reign of Akbar that the rule of the Mughals truly began. For both Babur and Humayun had ruled for extremely short and uninterrupted periods. Akbar was a minor at the time of his father's death and was under the guardianship of Baran Khan. Soon after succeeding to the throne, Akbar had to finally establish Mughal authority and regain the territories it had lost. His enemies challenged his rule and another historic battle was fought at Panipat, one in which Akbar emerged victorious and finally established the Mughal power as the dominant power in India. Akbar was still under the guardianship of Baran but now wished to become a full-fledged king in his own right. Baran, while providing invaluable service, had begun behaving in a high-handed manner, which had resulted in many enemies. In 1560, Akbar expressed his desire to take over to Baran, who reluctantly agreed and prepared to leave the empire. Akbar made the tactical mistake of appointing Pir Muhammad, an enemy of Baran's, to oversee his move out of Mughal territory. Baran considered this an insult and rose against Akbar. He was however defeated but allowed to continue out of the empire by Akbar because of the tremendous services he had rendered. Tragically, however, Varan was killed by an Afghan who held a personal grudge against him. Luckily, his family escaped and his son Akbar Raham was taken in by Akbar and rose later on to become an important novel of the empire.
After assuming control from Bari Akbar didn't immediately get full control of the empire. His foster mother, Mahang Anaga, and her son, Adam Khan, and some of her family were exercising an undue influence on the state. Adam Khan led some conquests, which although successful were virtual. Akbar, unable to tolerate their actions, put Adam Khan to death in 1562. His foster mother died of grief 40 days later. Akbar, at the young age of 14, was now finally in control of his empire. Akbar began a progress of consolidation and expansion. He extended the empire's frontiers and they covered almost the entire country, even reaching deep into the south. He set up the Mughal administration, drawing heavily on the institution and concept that Shah Shah had used. Under Akbar, the Mughal Empire reached its peak, with its influence extending to almost all parts of the country, as well as major developments taking place in the arts and the economy. Akbar ruled for a period of 51 years, which was the longest reign among the Mughal Empire. Akbar was one of the most able rulers amongst the Mughal and one of the greatest empires in Indian history. Akbar was a wise and open-minded ruler with a sound character. He was an able administrator as well as capable soldier. He posed Tamida's court, often risking his life, and was also extremely strong.
He was kind and just, and despite being a great conqueror, he was not cruel to those whom he had defeated. Akbar was not vengeful and usually forgave people who rebelled against him, except in certain cases when this was not possible. Akbar possessed tremendous self-control and has excellent manners. He is said to have been very charming and was prized by all those who came into contact with him. Akbar had a wise and able career called Birbal. There are many stories about interaction between Akbar and Birbal, who would often provide sound insight into the various problems what the empire was facing. Akbar was also very popular among his subjects, who considered him not the only ruler of Delhi, but of the entire universe. Akbar also closely monitored his diet and ate moderately.
While Akbar didn't know how to read and write, one cannot say that he was not a learned man. He had a keen interest in literature and philosophy, and was gifted with a brilliant mind and incredible memory. He maintained a large library of books and engaged people to read books to him. His understanding of what he heard was so great that it was said that he would talk so effortlessly on those subjects that one could never get the impression that he was literate. Akbar was also a keen patron of art and architecture, and many such works flourished in his time.
Akbar was extremely tolerant to religions and wondered in the fact that in many a Hindu presence he realized that it was flawless to every Hindu who found a majority in his empire. He made significant efforts to trick them to power and sons, they to whether between a fighter to high sports. Akbar treated religions with an extremely open mind and spent a lot of time studying the various beliefs of the different religions. They eventually resulted in the creation of a new religion or his own called the Ilahi. This combined features from various religions and centered on the idea of the regardless of what religions you follow. God is one, being a separate believers universal tolerance. Akbar made an attempt to force people to convert to his religious faith, trying to parallel to the inner feelings of each person.
Akbar's son Salim, later to be known as Jahangir, eager to take over the throne, set himself up as an independent king and began plotting to overthrow Akbar. Salim caused much pain to his father when he got another friend and poet, Abul Fazl Madarid. Father and son spent the last couple of years seesawing between peace and war, but finally, after Akbar died a natural death, was a great person and a great king. During the time his country reached a would not see for a long time, being an statesman, he set an example for the other leaders that will follow.